Hi, I'm Alison Parish. I'm 10 years old and I ride a KTM 85. I started riding when I was 7, and I started riding because my papa, he had a bike and I was just riding it in his backyard. I kind of prefer the track because the wood races, they're like not my favorite. What I like about racing and riding is like I have a competition like almost every time I go to the track because I'm not always the fastest 85, so I always have a competition. My goal is to get first in the 85 junior and girls. My favorite part about being at the track is like seeing my friends and like riding with them. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, Gillette Power Sports, Straddle Suspension, Flow Vision, and all my other sponsors.
My name is Chase, and I'm 4 years old, and I ride a Stacy.
Good job, Peanut!
When we get ice cream at Juliet. My brother, Reed and Sage, and my big cousin Grant. Because I like going fast. I like playing with my brother, doing softball. I like doing dance class. I like playing with slime. I like playing with my dogs.
My name is Ellie. I'm 33. I ride a KTM and my number is 452. I started riding when I was 10. My dad grew up riding bikes, and when I was old enough, he got us bikes. I started riding at Variety Riders in Ottawa, doing their egg hunts until I became a District 17 rider about 11 years ago. My favorite part would be hanging out with my friends. My favorite are GPs, and that's what I majorly do. I used to do some hare scrambles, but now I just do GPs. Winning a championship would be nice for once. I don't really get nervous before a race. I like to travel, play darts, go camping, basically anything outside. I would like to thank my girlfriend and my parents for helping me get loaded and coming with me to the races, long drives. I would like to thank my friends at the track for helping me when things break down, Dan Smith for keeping my bike running, and the Wards for giving us a place to ride.
My name is Breanna Page. I'm 10 years old. I ride a KTM 65 and my number is 109. When I'm not racing, I play ball and I try a new makeup. I started riding around 4 and started racing around 6. Dirt bikes were like around me for my whole life. Lincoln Trail, Muddy Water, Sunset Ridge, Byron, Mega Cross, Mega Tracks, and Juliet. Just hanging out with my friends and riding. I do supercross and motocross, and one time I've done woods, but my favorite is motocross. Chase Sexton, but I don't want to crash as much as he does. To go to Loretta's one day. My weakness is probably letting off the gas when I go to jump, and my strongness is my positions. I definitely improved a lot. I like to do basketball and volleyball. Mom, Dad, Renegade, TNS, Flow Vision, 511, and the rest of my sponsors.
Seven. Mega Track. Lincoln Trail. Spending time with my family and friends. My mom and dad.
Hi, I'm Abigail Buettner. I'm 16 years old and I'm number 515 on a YZ250F. I'm a junior in high school and I participate in track and FFA. My dad got me into racing and riding. I started riding when I was 4 years old. I started racing when I was 10 years old. I've rode at all the local tracks in District 17, SX, and MX, and some tracks in Wisconsin and other states. My favorite part of the weekend at the track is hanging out with friends and family. I've done MX, SX, GPs, and hare scrambles. My favorite's probably MX. I ride with my dad, the Wolfe family, Nick, and a lot of other close friends that I've met. My dad's my role model. I like going to different tracks, meeting the different people, and just the overall experience. My strengths are my starts and my determination. Yeah, my mom gives me a fist bump and she said, "Come back on 2, I love you." They all think I'm crazy, but they still come watch me and support me. Don't give up and stay determined, because eventually you'll get to a point where you feel like you're actually succeeding. I can make it more than a lap sometimes, and I don't stall the bike every time I try to go. I want to thank my parents and everybody else that comes to watch me and that supports me.
My name is Elliana Smith. I am 10 years old and I ride a Yamaha 65. My name is Isabella Smith and I am 8 and I ride a Yamaha. Like to read, to go out, play outside, and ride my dirt bike. I like to ride my Segway, go outside and play, and jump on our trampoline. I started riding a Stacy when I was 3 and I started riding a dirt bike when I was 4. I'm not quite sure when I started riding a dirt bike. I was either 4 or 5. How I got into racing because it was a family tradition that a lot of my family did. My mom, Elissa, she used to ride and she used to be a champion. My dad, he still rides and he is a champion. But also my sister, Ellie, also Uncle Kenny, my cousins, and Ryan. And our brother, Ryan. He's on a PW. I race GPs, motocross, and hare scrambles. Well, this year we're going to do more hare scrambles. My favorite might be doing hare scrambles. I do the same stuff as her. My favorite might be GPs. In the woods, I feel like I like seeing the nature. What I like most about it is jumping the jumps on my dirt bike. I spent a lot of time asking Mom for snacks. I think it might just be being outside, feeling the sand in your mouth when you crash, seeing the trees, feeling the dirt when you're laying on the ground. Strength, consistency. I feel like my weaknesses are doubles. I think my weaknesses is standing. And I think one of my strengths is going fast, basically. What? You go very fast though. Yeah, sometimes you're faster than me. Yeah, I know that. I feel like I have lots of role models, but I feel like most important role models are my mom and dad. I would give advice to keep your elbows up and stand on the jumps and also squeeze the bike. I'd say that even though you might think you're going to be the best right when you start riding, I think that it will take time to get good. Even if you keep falling down, you're just like, oh, I can never be good enough. You'll get there soon. I ride in a race with my family. Frankly, sometimes it becomes, and my cousins. My goals are to stand better, to lean forward and keep my elbows up and squeeze the bike. One of my long-term goals is, I guess, being more aggressive, because even though I'm pretty consistent, I think sometimes I do gymnastics. Well, what I do in gymnastics, I do back handsprings, but also some other flexible stuff like splits and basically other stuff that my parents can't do. Other hobbies I have are reading. I did it a lot this morning.
She reads every day.
I guess now that it's getting a little bit warmer outside, jumping on the trampoline. And I do a ninja class. No, it's not like karate. It's kind of like gymnastics. But we do like vaults and handstands. And I'd like to thank my mom and dad, brother and sister, the ground, and Illinois Power Sports and DMW. I would like to thank the ground, the trees with Nora, and Willow Hitch, the winds with Nora. My sister, my brother, my mom, my dad, myself, and grass. And Illinois Power Sports.
My name is Chloe Mott. I'm 10 years old and I race a Yamaha 65. I started riding at 5 years old and I got into riding. My dad just bought me a P-Dub and I just went from there. My friends and my brother. To be able to get first place. I get to see all of my friends and I don't know. All of my family, they like it, I think. I don't know. At first it was kind of hard, but just don't give up, and I pushed through it, and I'm on a 65 now. My mom, my dad, FXR, Rhino Power, and everyone else.
Felicia Martin, I am 36. I ride a Yamaha 250F, and I race women's intermediate. I first started riding the dirt bikes June of 24. My fiance got me into it. He got me onto a street motorcycle and I decided to hop on and give the dirt biking a try. Currently, I just do stadium. This year, I hope to branch out a little bit more, do some MX races, and maybe try some hare scrambles and GPs. I ride with Nick Smith, a lot of people with Kelly MX, whoever else I might meet along the way. My goals are to keep improving, maybe actually clear a whole tabletop this year, branch out into different races. Don't start on a bike that's too much. If you have to, start out small and just work up to your comfort zone and training. Transition is going really, really great. I had a Kawasaki 140 and it had a super soft front end, and so it's nice being on the 250 and actually having a good suspension. And I'm just working on building confidence, and it's been really nice so far with the transition. I have my own little backyard flock of chickens and ducks. I also have horses that I love to go trail riding and doing different things on. And then during the summer, we like to do fundraiser motorcycle rides. Sponsors I would like to thank is Illinois Power Sports, Kelly MX, Joiners HVAC, and Free Beer, Free Chicken.
My name is Haven Goodriz, and I'm almost 11 years old, and I race a KTM 65, and my number is 20. I love racing dirt bikes and shopping and playing outside and all kinds of other things. My brother's dad and my uncle got me into riding, and I started on a Strider. I started riding when I was 3 years old, and I started racing when I was 4 years old. I love to push myself, and I love to practice. I love riding on sandy tracks and tracks that have hills. I look up to my family and Hayden Deegan. What I like most about the sport is having friends that motivate me and pushing myself to do better. My favorite part about the weekends is racing and spending time with my family and playing with my friends. My long-term goals are to get better and to get faster. Whenever I get nervous, I just say that I believe in myself and that I can do this. My friends and family are very proud of me for racing. When I first started, I felt I couldn't jump any jumps, but now that I'm on a 65, I can jump a lot of jumps. Aside from riding dirt bikes, I did gymnastics, softball, flag football. I want to thank my mom, my dad, my 2 grandmas, and Justin and the Martinos. My name's Emry. I'm 7 years old. I ride a KTM 50 Mini. My number is 427. Because I went to every single one of my cousin's races.
Yeah.
Jumps. When I got the whole shot. All my friends. Cal, Wells, Caleb.
My name is Kylie Miller. I am 20 years old and I ride a KX250F and my number is 165. So I grew up in a small town in Hannah City, Illinois. I went to Farmington Central High School. I played sports all throughout high school. My dad got me into riding when I was pretty little. I was about 4 years old when I first got on a bike, and I started racing around 6. And ever since then, I've been on a bike. My favorite part about the track is definitely the people, the environment. It's just such a good vibe. The vibes are always high. What keeps me coming back to the track is definitely my competitiveness. I definitely like winning. So like when I have a bad race, I always want to go back and be better. And when I have a good race, I want to keep that streak going. So just definitely being around all the amazing people there, the Moni community, everyone is just awesome. So my favorite people to ride with are definitely the girls at the track. I just love them. They're all great. Kaja and Payton are they have opened or took me in on open arms. Definitely just spending time with them. I probably would say Buskirt Tree has trained me. Buskirts, Joseph and Joe, they have been awesome. Joe has shown me a lot. Kelly MX, he showed me a lot. Thomas, my dad, has definitely trained me my whole life. So my long-term goals are definitely making it to Loretta's. I feel like that's everyone's dream riding. Definitely getting the experience to go to Loretta's and the opportunity is definitely one of my goals. My role model is definitely my dad. He is just an awesome guy all around. He showed me everything from throwing my leg around the bike to learning how to jump and switch gears and learning how to use a clutch. He's been my best friend since I was young. My pre-race ritual would definitely be being in my own little world, listening to music. Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA, always gets me going. Working on my breathing and staying in a positive mindset. I definitely pray before every race and give it to God, and I just hope for the best every time. I would definitely say don't rush it, but obviously don't be scared either. Just go at your own speed. Definitely take your time. Don't listen to anyone and don't try to listen to everyone and tell you need to be going faster, you need to be hitting this jump. Definitely just learn at your own speed and stay in shape for sure. Yes, I go to college, so that's definitely been a tool on my riding, but I also like hanging out with friends. I like playing basketball and volleyball on the side and going to the beach, I would have to say. I want to thank all my sponsors that make it possible. Precision Works, my dad, World of Power Sports, definitely Cruisins, Refuel, and everyone that has helped me out during the way. I could not say thank you guys enough.
Some definite advice that I would give is to just try it, like racing, try riding, because I was totally against it. I thought I was never gonna do it. And then I hopped on the bike and I was like, I love this. I need to do it now. Like, I just think that's the best advice that I can give anybody. And definitely though, for new riders, some of the best advice I can give is to just like to breathe and just take it at your own pace. Like don't push yourself to the point where you're gonna crash, like to the point where it's dangerous. Like you should push yourself, but like everyone moves at their own pace. Everyone learns at their own pace. Listen to your parents, even if their advice sounds dumb. They know a lot more than you. So, definitely like listen to others. If you crash, that's okay. Everyone crashes. Like I know pros, they crash. I crash. Everyone crashes. It's okay. Don't be embarrassed. Learn it at your own pace. Everyone should be doing it for fun. And just like take the time to enjoy it. Because if you're not enjoying it, then I mean, what's the point? My friends are very, my friends and family, it's a very mixed how they think. Some do it themselves, some love it, some are like, yes, you're so amazing, that's so cool that you do it. Others are like, you're gonna die, you're gonna get hurt, you should quit, we don't want you doing this. And that's understandable because just like, I've been very lucky and fortunate that I have not crashed hard enough to get hurt, so. I definitely like my mom. She's extremely supportive, but I can tell sometimes she's like, oh God, you know, like, but my dad's all for it. My dad's whole side of the family is kind of all for it, except for like the moms, more or less. But my friends are all for it. I have some friends that are like, you can do it. I'm not going to do it because whatever. So I think it's not a sport for everybody, but I think it's a sport everyone should try.
My name is Journey and I'm 6 years old. KTM E5. I love horses. I love to draw because I'm an artist. And I like Clyde because he's so cute. Daddy kept making the indoor track in Fox Valley. I like going fast and jumping on jumps. My mom and dad and Tommy and Willow and Zadie. I was going really slow going up the jumps and I wasn't jumping them, but now I'm going really fast and jumping on jumps.
I'm Lexi Gower and I'm 12 years old. My number is 922. I ride a Husqvarna 105, a Husqvarna 85, and a KTM 125. I started racing 4 years old. Mega Tracks, Lincoln Trails, Sunset Ridge, Baja, Sugar Maple, Astalon, and a lot of places down in Florida. I like to hang out with my friend and race. Midwest Academy with Tom and Justin, Euphoria with Lucas and Cody, and Moto Speed Factory with Tyler and Mark. High Tech Heating and AC, GSM Automotive, 110 Racing, Scott, Dirt Care Moto, RCH Moto, Doji, Metro East Moto Photos, SNS, Texel Princeton, Dynamic Motorsports, BDMX.
My name is Ellie Redell and I'm 8. I ride a Honda 70 and my number is 24. My family and friends, my house, Geneseo, WFOs, having fun, getting to be outside, and it's not all about winning. Well, I always think about it first. So like when the first time I was racing, I was nervous, but I wasn't anymore when I got there. And I felt like everyone was there for me. Hair scrambles and dirt tracks. My mom and dad and my cousin and my uncle. I look up to Jet Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence and Eli Tomac. My strength is just having fun and keep going. My weakness is honestly crashing. They're usually proud of me, but like helping me out trying to win. So you just like keep having fun and don't try to fall down. If it's like a steep hill, and like don't be in second and third going up a hill, because you could fall backwards. I did that a couple times. Just being first when you go up a hill and keep practicing.
Atta girl.
I would thank my mom and dad, friends and family, and some other people I know, like my aunt and uncle.
My name is Laya Wood, Goodriz, 4 years old, 8:30. This is my bike. Lucas sometimes come with me, and Eli was already at the race. Tom, because I like to go faster. Squirrely and Minnie.
Hi, I'm Katie Bliss. I'm 15 years old. I ride a KTM 125 and my number is 444. I started riding when I was 8 years old after I rode a quad for about a year. Dad and my brother who started riding dirt bikes. I rode at both Fox Valleys and at Highland Park over in Georgia. My favorite part of the weekend at the track is obviously like the riding, but also camping. My favorite type of racing is hare scrambles, because I like being able to have the time to actually race people, and I like going in the woods. My best race story is when I was racing on my 65 and I crashed and lost a contact and couldn't see for the whole race, and then it started raining. My long-term goals for riding is just to continue to improve and just keep going to try to get to the top someday. And being able to come back from them and keeping a good mentality, I think, is my strength. And my weakness is my competitiveness. Outside of riding and racing, I do different types of dance. I do competitive school dance team and studio. Advice that I give to them is to not give up and just keep going even if it's hard. I want to thank my mom and my dad, my brother, and the whole racing community.
Hi, my name is Morgan McDonald. I'm 28 years old. I ride a KTM 2025 250 SXF and I'm number 23. So I grew up in Elizabeth, Illinois. I went to college at St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, and I now live in Orion, Illinois with my husband Matt and my dog Maverick, and I work as a physical therapist in the Quad City area. Outside of racing dirt bikes, I spend a lot of time working, obviously, as a physical therapist, but I truly love my job and I enjoy what I do, so I spend a lot of time doing that. Spending time with friends and family, and I do a lot of puzzles in my free time. So I started riding when I was 6, I started racing when I was 7. How I kind of got into racing was, as I was growing up, my dad was hill climbing and he did some woods racing too, so I was going to races every weekend watching him. And then when I turned 6, he bought me my first Honda 50 and I've been hooked ever since. 2018, we kind of switched gears and started doing more GPs and some hare scrambles here and there, and then in 2020 I switched to hare scrambles full time. But I've also filled in and done some motocross, some enduros, a little bit of everything. I would say my favorite is definitely hare scrambles. Just the endurance aspect of it. I mean, riding for an hour and a half plus straight is just very challenging, and I really enjoy it. My dad taught me to ride, so I grew up riding with him and some of my friends back home, and then as I've gotten older and gotten married, primarily now I ride with my husband and our friends, and I've done some training classes with my husband's business, McMoto Off-Road Training Schools. Ready? So I've raced all over the Midwest, but I've also raced all over the country. I've raced hill climbed in Utah, Massachusetts, done some woods racing down in Florida, South Dakota, Ohio, just all over the place. My favorite part about being at the races on the weekend is just spending time with my family and my friends. But something else that I really enjoy is seeing a lot of young girls riding and forming friendships and bonds. When I was growing up riding, I was pretty much the only girl, maybe one of a couple. So I just think it's really cool to see a lot more younger girls getting into it and being supported by their family and forming friendships with other young girls that race. It's just really awesome to see. I would say somebody that wanted to start at my age, just don't be afraid. I mean, it's never too late to start riding dirt bikes or learning to ride a dirt bike. It's not something you need to have known from when you were a little kid. And I would say too, if you first start riding and you're struggling with something or have questions, don't be afraid to ask people. It's a very welcoming sport and people are honestly just happy to help you. So just not being afraid to ask people for help if needed. My favorite part about the sport has to be the people. I've met some of the most amazing people racing dirt bikes. Most of my best friends I've met racing. My husband I've met through racing. And I think the most unique part is just how close everyone is and how, you can be competing on the track one minute and then helping each other out with bike problems or bike parts the next minute. It's a very cool environment.
Okay.
So my role model would definitely be my parents. Just from the very beginning, they've expressed to me, the importance of hard work and having to work hard to get what you have. And I really appreciate the value that they place in community and giving back to your community. So I would definitely say my parents are my role models. First, I want to thank my husband, Matt, for the last 6 years for driving me to and from every race, for working on my bikes, my dog Maverick for chasing me around and cheering me on at every race, D&W Cycle Specialties, and most importantly, my parents for buying me my first bike, for my whole childhood driving me across the country to follow my dreams and do the sport that I love. I was very lucky to have the opportunity to do that. More specifically, I want to thank my dad for teaching me to riding with me every weekend, and just instilling in me the love of the sport that he always had.
My name is Laya Wood. I'm 14 years old, and I race a Husqvarna Super Mini and a KTM 85. I race Supercross and motocross, and my favorite is motocross. Some of my long-term goals are Loretta Lynn's, and the best race I had was Lincoln Trail MX because I had a hard battle and I came out on top. This year I started doing more women's classes and it has challenged me to become a better and faster rider. My favorite part of the weekend is spending time with all my friends. My favorite pro rider is Chase Sexton. What I like most about the sport is all the friendships that come along. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my grandparents, my brother, FXR, ATVs and More, Outback, Tom Wolfe, MTS, Stevenson, GP Cycle Sports, and Burnouts and Cub. Thank you.
Carli Pistole, I'm 5 and I love to ride dirt bikes. Last year, by my sister and my dad. Is having fun on my dirt bike and Jackson, Cruz, Pacey again.
Go, car, go! Go, go, go!
Chase Sexton. Hey, Baba, what's this? My mom gets a little bit scared.
Yeah.
A little bit scared, and my dad gets a little bit scared too. Basketball and volleyball. My family, Sunset Ridge, Susan Works, and that's it.
Lily Tarbill, 13, 25 KTM. I'm in 7th grade and I recently went to women's class with the bigger bike. Like Mendota, Lincoln Trail, we went to Florida, everywhere. Motocross and motocross. I've trained with Kylie Miller School, Euphoria, and like all the people in women's class.
The sport.
How competitive it is. My mom took me to a kids' night, and my bike was too big to race, to ride. Don't give up and keep going.
That's my girl! Let's go!
My mom, my dad, all my sponsors, and my grandparents.
Payton Sikma. I'm 12 years old. I love doing sports, riding dirt bikes, and also play video games. I started riding in 2019 and started racing 2020. I've rode all SX in the Illinois area and all MX in the Illinois area. I enjoy riding it, getting the air, and hitting turns really fast. The hollers, Mejias, and Sloans. Trying to get first in MX girls. And maybe even women's. Being in the air, straightaways, and maybe a little bit in the turns. Out there in the 85 class, being on the jumps when they're lapping me. So I had a whole shot in someone I usually do not beat. And that was the happy part, and then the bad part was my bike just all of a sudden turned off. Don't be scared, be confident, and be aware of your surroundings, especially in the faster classes. When I first started, I was doing woods and did not know how to jump at all, and now I do MX and know how to jump and hit turns way faster. All my sponsors and my mother.
When I was 8 years old, I got 15 state cuts in competitive swimming. I got 10 state cuts this year, and I'm going to states tomorrow. I've been riding dirt bikes since I was 3. I started racing last year. I got top 3 in motocross and stadium cross. Hanging out with my family, the turns, the jumps, the starts, the new tracks, a bunch to improve my jumps, the turns, fast into the turns.
I'm Lilly Wolfe. I'm 12 years old. I ride a YZ85. When I was 10 years old, I needed to get a 44-second 50 for my fly in order to move on to states. Since I was 5. Last year I just started. I got 6th overall in SX and MX. I do love camping. I like the new tracks. The excitement is pretty awesome. Sometimes I can be very nervous before riding a new track. Well, you never know what to expect, but once you're done, you feel accomplished. I'm hoping to have a more efficient start and turns. I want to place higher at races.
Lilly Wolfe, 12 years old. YZ85 Larchville. When I was 10 years old, I had to get a 37 in competitive swimming for the 50 free state cut. Since I was 5 years old. Last year, I got 5th place for MX and SX overall. I really like camping, and I really like the starts for racing. Probably the starts. Some can be sandy or muddy or dry and slick. Some of the hills are huge. Probably some turns, some are the inside, outside. I'm working toward faster starts and smoother turns. My family and some other girls.
My name is Nikki Dixon. I am 46 years old. I ride 250 Honda, number 102, and 150 Honda big wheel, which is number 402, and that is for riding in the woods. I met my husband, Scott, when I was riding, and we met at Joliet back in 1998. We have been together ever since then, so we got married in 2005. We've been racing all over since 98 through now. I'm still trying to get him out to do more races with me, but he does like to, go to some of the races with me as well. All right, some of my highlights includes racing Loretta Lynn's National in 1999 and in 2000. That I was on a RM 125 for both of those years, so that was a pretty cool experience. And my husband, he also raced Loretta Lynn's in 2008, so it was pretty cool that we both had a chance to go there and race there as well. I also won 5 District 17 championships. 3 of them were in MX, 1 was in Stadium MX, and then the other one was in hare scrambles. I also had several track championships back in the day too, when we were racing and riding a lot. So outside of riding, I also play women's ice hockey for the past 20 years. So it's something to keep me busy in the winter. We've won a handful of championships with different teams in tournaments as well with the hockey. I also still play some fast pitch softball. And my daughter, she also plays several sports. So she plays softball, basketball, and volleyball. She also rides some. I wish she would ride a little bit more, so hopefully we'll work on that. I want to thank my husband for sure for always working on bikes and driving me to the races and racing with me as well. We've had a lot of fun doing, meeting a lot of people and going to group rides and things like that as well, and making a lot of friends at the tracks. Also a big thank you to Wardy's family. Thank you for keeping everything going, keeping District 17 strong for sure for all these years. So really appreciate that and really thankful. So thanks.
My name is Ellie Redell. I'm 34 years old. I ride a KTM 200 and a Beta 200. My number is usually 456. I started riding at the age of 3 and racing at the age of 5. I started riding and racing because of my family, watching my dad had a shop and watching my 2 older brothers and all my family. I have been racing District 17 on and off for almost 29 years. I have rode all over the state of Illinois, some Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, a little bit of Michigan, and a little bit of everything, I'd say. My favorite part about going to the track is going to see my friends and getting to ride my dirt bike and having fun. I do a lot of different stuff. I originally started out dirt tracking, then hare scrambles, enduros. I also ride dual sports. In the winter, we ride the ice. I think my favorite type is enduros and dual sports. My role models, I think, are some older ones. I have like Doug Henry, Becca Sheets, Brandy Richard, Rachel Gudish, all the fast ladies out there. The advice I would give somebody starting out, even at my age, I would say is start out on something and somewhere you can find some kind of comfort in, and just keep progressing from there. Don't ride over your head and just have some fun with it. Sure, outside of riding, we like to be outdoors. We like to go camping, hunting, gardening. I'd like to thank my daughter, Ellie, my friends, my family, everybody that is a part of going to the races or just going out and having fun on the weekends. Let the good times roll.
My name is Camri Pistole. I'm 11 years old. Yamaha 85. I'm 11 years old and I love to ride my dirt bike. When I was like around 6 or something. My uncle owns a racetrack, Sunset Ridge, and my dad and my cousin Chad. My family, my friends, and just going fast. Pacey, McGinn, Macy Hall, and my sister. My friends and my family, and just, yeah. My mom gets a little scared. My dad pushes me and saying, "You got it." Pretty good. My 85 goes a lot faster than my 65. It improved a lot. Basketball.
How do you like? Do you like basketball?
Yeah.
What do you like more, motocross or basketball?
Motocross. My dad, my mom, Sunset Ridge, and Precision Works.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Delmore. I'm 25 and I race a YZ 250 FX. My number is 421 and I've been racing for pretty close to 10 years. I race hare scrambles. Why I race hare scrambles is because it's fun and I'm slightly good at it. Some advice that I would give is to never, ever give up. How's that? How I got into it was by my father. My father raced for many years and I decided that I wanted to get into it. And so I went out to the yard and picked up his bike because he told me that that's what I had to do if I was gonna ride. So picked it up and then he taught me how to kick a bike and the rest is history. Where have I rode? All of Illinois, almost all of Iowa, and a couple places in Indiana, and then I took a long haul to Florida and raced in Florida. Oh, and South Carolina. All over the place.
My name is Payton Sikma and I'm 19. I ride a Yamaha 250 and 25. I live in Indiana. I love to play piano. I come from a family of 10 kids. My dad rode, so he got me into it.
What kind of places have you rode and where?
I ride in Michigan and Illinois mostly. I ride at Redbud, Sunset Ridge, places like that. Recently in the past few seasons, I've been focusing a lot on technique and that has helped a lot. I think they think it's cool. My mom is not the most keen on it just because of the accidents that can happen, but continue racing, race as many of the WMX rounds as I possibly can, and be as good as possible. I am bad on the gate drops. And my strengths, I'm good in the sand. Hanging out with friends and the competition. I did one day at Mega Tracks with Justin Kelly, and that is the extent of my training. My dad, who does so much with me on and off the bike and continues to help me grow, and my mom, who's behind the scenes a lot, but also has my back.
My name is Natalie Arnold, and I'm 15 years old. I have been riding for 10 years. I started riding when I was 5 years old. My brother started riding, and that's how I got into it. I've rode Sunset, Byron. I've rode a lot of places. My favorite part is probably seeing my friends, hanging out with my friends. I've trained once with Justin Kelly. My brother's my role model. I mean, I've met a lot of people through this sport. Getting to look forward to something to do every weekend. Muddy Waters, the women's showdown, I got third, and that race was really fun. I think it's really cool because, like, I don't know, I'm like a fast girl, like a young girl on a 250 at the top of the sport, basically, in our locals. No, not really. I mean, I snowboard in the winter. That's about it. I just got into that this year. I'd like to thank Mom, Dad, my brother, Honda Northwest, I don't really know, Scott, Ports Unlimited, Rental, Ethica, Dunlop, Nania Bumpa, Heaven's Best, all my family and friends, my grandpa for all the...
I'm Stacy Hejda, and I ride a KTM 125. I started riding back in the 1980s. My husband and I and some friends would go to an off-road park in Iowa called 600 Acres, and we would ride around. My husband raced, and in 1989, I decided I wanted to do that as well. So I bought a KX80 big wheel, and I raced for 1 year. At that time, there was probably maybe 2-3 women that would ride, and I did that for just that 1 year. And then after that, I became pregnant with my son, and so I sold that bike. Fast forward to around 2018, we decided to get dirt bikes again. And then I went to some races at the local track, Cedar Valley Trail Riders, Hawkeye Downs. And I thought, you know what, I think I want to try to race. So in August of 2019, after 30 years, I decided to race again. And it's been just a blast. I love it. I am the oldest person that lines up on the gate. I'm actually 60. I'll be 61 in May. And so sometimes when I'm lining up, I'm lining up against, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds. I think I figured it, and most of the gals that I'm racing are under 30. There's one gal that's in her 40s, but it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. And as long as I can keep, racing and having fun, I'll be out there with my dirt bike.
Juliann Walters.
How old are you?
I'm 15. A KTM 250. I have 5 animals, and I like riding, and I like spending time with my family and friends. I've rode at tracks in Iowa, and I've rode in Illinois, all over. Probably seeing my friends and being able to be on the bike and kind of just have that space of mind where I can just ride and get away from the thoughts. I do stadium, I do indoor, kind of do all sorts of things. Ryder Kelly, my dad, Justin Kelly, and probably Walters. I have trained with somebody, and it was Justin Kelly, to keep progressing in dirt bike racing and hopefully win a championship again. The best racetrack story would probably be Muddy Waters, and because I was able to race with a whole gate full of women and just have fun, and I got to get a goodie basket. I kind of like shake my body out and kind of relieve that and tell myself it's not about winning, it's about having fun. My family supports it, and so do my friends. They always want to come to the track with me. Don't worry about getting faster right at the second, and don't try to send jumps that you know you can't hit, and it's not about winning, it's about... I hang out with my friends, and I used to do wrestling.
I want to thank Justin, Kelly, my mom and my dad, my brother, and my whole family for supporting me and helping me proceed.